First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao-Ming, homage to Master Sakya Chen Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Thubten Dorje. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice tonight, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, Sumo, Danzen Katso, Thubten Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of spiritual centers, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
Aistelu 사랑해 Hola amigo que quiero mucho 수고인 이지방 김호지 지우미 야비 뿌린뿌린 건방와
Today we practice Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, and tomorrow
tomorrow Sunday afternoon 3 o'clock 有这个 fire opening in the Rumpo Lezang Temple. Welcome.
So, just that we have Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva group practice tonight, and tomorrow Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva Homa. At that time, Sakyamuni Buddha went to Triastrimsa heaven and he spoke on the Buddha Dharma to his own mother, and primarily he wanted to repay the gratitude of the mother bearing him. Because in India, when Sakyamuni Buddha was born, and not long after, his mother passed away and rose to the Triatrimsa heaven. And Sakyamuni Buddha, in order to repay his mother's kindness and generosity, went to Triastrimsa heaven and spoke on the sutras to his mother. And the name of the sutra is the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva Fundamental Vow Sutra. So there is a meaning to it.
地藏王菩萨
Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva
他等于是一个在八大菩萨当中
of the 8 great bodhisattvas,
一个很伟大的一个菩萨。
he is considered to be really great.
就是六道当中啊，都有地藏。
Of the 6 rebirth realms, they are Siddhigarbha.
尤其
Therefore,
他在这个
we refer to the Siddhigarbha of the 6 rebirth realms.
恶鬼道、
Especially in hell,
生道
the hungry ghost realm, animal realm,
曾经誓愿
he once made the vow
誓
that
不成佛。
he will not attain Buddhahood unless hell is empty.
由于这个誓愿非常的伟大，
And because the vow is extremely great, that's why we refer to him as the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the great vow.
现在问大家呢，
So now I would like to
什么
ask,
时候会空？
when would the hell be empty? Is there time when hell is empty?
那就是不空。
Non-empty.
所以他的愿望是真的是很伟大。
So his vow is truly great.
进入你问我答的
Now,
时候，我都先讲一个笑话。
before starting on the question and answer, I would like to share a joke.
有一天，
One day,
大雨一直的下，
it rained
精
really
神病院
hard.
的病人呢，
So all the psychiatric ward patients ran into the rain and shouting, "Let's take
医
showers!"
生见状后，无
And
奈的苦笑。
the psychiatrist
但是他回头
psychiatric doctor
却
just
猛然发现，
smiled bitterly.
泰山
But
般
when he turned around, there was a patient that was standing very
医生就讲，
calmly, not moving at all.
不跟大
So
家
the
一起
doctor
洗澡
asked him, "How come you
只
don't
见那
take the
病人
shower
微
together
微
with
一
them?"
笑
And the patient smiled slightly and said,
他
"I'm
们
different
都
from
是
them.
一群神经病。
They were all crazy people."
这个医生啊，非常的惊讶，很激动。
So the doctors
终
were
于把病
very,
治好。这时候，这个病友就讲：
very
我在等
excited
在下
that
去洗
oh, eventually I cure you. But the patient replied, "Oh, I am waiting for the water to warm up so that I don't catch cold." So this is a very meaningful
其实我们人世
joke.
间啊，
Actually, in this world,
每一个都是精神病患。
every one of us is mentally ill,
师尊
including Grandmaster.
只是有些人啊，病很重，超出范围。
It's just that some people are severe.
我们本身
They
来讲
go out of the
病
range.
是合乎于这个
But
正常的
we're still within the range.
我们是属于正常的精神病患
We are
范围之
considered
内
the normal mental
偶
disorder.
然呢也会失常。
Only from time to time we would lose control, would be abnormal. Very simple.
你喝酒醉了，
When you're drunk from drinking alcohol,
你就像精神病患一样。
then you would be like the
你突然间
mentally ill person. Or if
你
someone
抓狂了，
made you angry
叫了，
and you went into
激动
rage
的讲话，
and you
那种状况也像精神病
spoke and acted like a mentally ill
你也有
person.
脱线的时候，他爽。
So there are times where you go out of control.
其实精神病很多种的，非常多的。
So there are
现在流行的
many kind of mentally ill people,
躁郁、
like what's common nowadays: depression, bipolar disorder,
洁癖，
autistic,
当中的一种。
and OCD. They're all part of the mental disorders.
所以大家要小心，
So please be
大家要
careful.
小心。很多小孩子玩 game， 只是玩 game 而已，
Many kids play
玩
games,
到最后啊就自闭。
only games, but eventually they become autistic.
所以我们还是要懂得，很多事情要自己本身要节制，
So therefore we have to control ourselves
离开正常的方法。
so that we
有
don't
的人看手机，
become abnormal.
看手机玩
Some
手机
people play with the
玩
cell
到整个晚上
phones all
睡觉
night long without sleeping.
那个就等于是一种
That's also a kind of mental illness.
超越、超出去。
It's already gone overboard. This is
"所以佛法它本身有调育
so Buddha Dharma
作用，
has the
在
effect
正
of
常的范围之内，
adjusting or harmonizing
正常的精神病患。
so that in the so that we are within the range of a mental illness.
那么现在进行你问我答。
Now we would like to do the question and answer.
莲花净汉问：
From Indonesia, Lianhua Jinhan.
请问师尊，
Grandmaster,
有两个问题
I have
想
two
要问师
questions.
尊。一，
One,
生活中弟子如果要念往生咒，
does a true Buddha
是
disciple
否需要灌顶？
require an empowerment to chant Amitabha
这是第一
rebirth
个问题。
mantra? The first question.
我们先回答第一个问题。
Let's answer the first
这
question
个
first.
念往生咒，
Chanting the Amitabha
往
rebirth
生
mantra
咒
or deliverance mantra, my
是我
lineage
的大姑
is my
法国
great
大姑
aunt
教我的，
who taught me that.
有点台湾音呢。
A Taiwanese accent.
阿弥陀佛耶，多他伽多耶，多地亚他，阿弥利多波比，阿弥利多悉丹波比，阿弥利多比迦兰德，阿弥利多比迦兰多，迦尼尼迦迦那，基多迦利所哈。这是我大姑教我的。
My great
我
aunt
不是
taught
自
me
己会
that.
念
I
往
could
生
not
咒
chant it on my
都是有
own
人教我。
before. They were
那
all
个往
taught
生咒
by
特
somebody
别
else,
是我大姑，
especially for
她
this
是出家人。
deliverance mantra. My great aunt, who was ordained nun,
他是台南人，
she was a someone from Tainan.
他有一个女儿
She had a daughter
台湾
who married
连战的阿姨的儿子
Lian Zhan's aunt's son.
我的大姑的女儿
My great aunt's daughter
嫁给
married
连
Lian Zhan's aunt
的儿子
son.
这个，所以我跟连战
So
有一点
Lian Zhan and I
连一滴都看不到
are tiny little bit related. So tiny, like a needle hole.
我这位大姑啊
So my great aunt was a devout Buddhist.
悟空万佛寺出家
She was ordained at the Thousand Buddha Temple at Wufeng,
出家
Taiwan.
年纪非常的大
She was already an elderly when she became a
然后
nun.
呢她回到台南
And then she returned to Tainan's Jietian
台
Temple.
湾台南接天寺台南接天寺岭板
Jietian Temple in Tainan.
接天寺回到那边去
She went back there.
我在刚刚学佛的时候啊她年纪就很大
When I just started my Buddhist studies, my great aunt was already
有一件
old.
奇妙的事情
There was something quite interesting.
我本来我那时候我住在合作新村
At that time, I was living at the
立行路
Hezuo Xingchun, the cooperative new village,
合作新
the
村
Lising Road, number 39,
以前的那个
which
圆
was
环的旁边，合作新村圆环
near the
立行路
roundabout
39号
there.
我接了一笔生意，
I
就
got
是我要超度，
a
在做
business
超度的法会。
which is performing the barter
突
deliverance
然间
ceremony.
国防部给我一个命令，
And all of a sudden,
你要
the
到关庙去
Defense
测量，
Department
叫我去关庙去测
told
量。
me to go to Guan Miao to do survey, and Guan Miao
那
was
我
in
就接到
Tainan.
命令，我就出发，
So
说这
after
个法会
receiving the command,
暂停，通知大家暂
I
停，
told
我就出发
everybody
去
that the
关庙去
ceremony
测量。
has to be delayed. So I went to Guan Miao to do my survey.
哎，我那个大姑啊，
And my great
她就
aunt
坐在我家门口，眼睛闭起来。
sat
晚
in
上
front
傍晚的
of
时候，眼
my
睛闭起来
house in the evening, closing her eyes,
她看到我回来，
and she saw me coming back.
看到我的日本名字叫卡子，
My Japanese name was Katsu,
哎，回到家里来，
and he saw me coming
然后
home.
他就跟我爸爸妈妈讲，
And she told
哎，我看
my
到卡子回
parents,
来
I saw Katsu
可能
coming
法会
home.
可以进行。
Perhaps the
爸爸妈
ceremony
妈说，那
will
是国防
be
部的命令呢，他出去派
started.
到关庙去测量，
And my parents said,
哪有可
but that
能
was
回
the
来？
command from the
不可能
Defense
回来的。
Department, and
你看到
he's been dispatched to go to Guan Miao. How could he come home?
结果是怎么样
But
呢？
as a result,
我坐了最晚班的火车，
I took the latest
已
train
经半夜了，我
and
真的回来。
went home
为什么呢？
in the middle of the
我到
night.
关庙的时候又接
And
到
I
一通
did
国防部的命令，
come home because when I got to
这里
Guan
不用
Miao,
测量。
I got another command from the Defense
我真的
Department
回来。
that there's no need for the survey anymore.
所以你看，
So
我那个大姑也有
So
神
my
通
great
力，
aunt had some transcendent power.
她居然，我明明出差去测量了，
So I was on a business trip to do survey, but as she closed her eyes in front of my house, she saw me coming home. So my great aunt was quite incredible. And she specialized in reciting this deliverance mantra. And it was she who taught me to chant it. So my great aunt also had some transcendent power. So she had attainment too. So now I would like to ask you, does this deliverance or rebirth mantra require empowerment? If you know, please raise your hand. Master Lian Wang. Yes. So let me tell you all. Yes and no. If you want to get empowerment, Grandmaster will give you an empowerment. However, if you want to save a red pocket, no need for an empowerment. Can you still chant as a tantric Buddhist disciple? I think you can. You are allowed to chant the mantra. At that time, I was not a tantric Buddhist disciple when I was living at the Li-Xing Road number 39. At that time, I was a Mahayana Buddhist. I followed the Pure Land. I chanted the rebirth mantra because this mantra is also chanted by Mahayana Buddhists. So Mahayana Buddhists don't need empowerment. So Mahayana Buddhists chant the 10 small mantras and other mantras, and they never get any empowerments. So that's why I said yes and no. If you want an empowerment, you're just helping Grandmaster when he's very thirsty, to give him a little bit of cool water. But it's okay not to have the empowerment because this is also chanted in Mahayana Buddhism. At that time, I chanted it when I was practicing Mahayana Buddhism. My great aunt followed Mahayana Buddhism. She did not know anything about Tantric Buddhism. So the rebirth mantra was taught to me by my great aunt. And she chanted the rebirth mantra until she gained some transcendent power, really. When I performed the Bardo deliverance ceremony, I would chant that the boss's wife, mother of the Lu-Ling Shen Ching, one of the son died. When I performed the Bardo deliverance, she saw the son got out from next to Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, and they hug each other crying. So the mother was hugging her son and crying with grief. So when I performed the Bardo deliverance ceremony, it was truly responsive. So she saw her son as the staff was beaten to the ground, the son walked out and he hugged the son, and she cried out loud with sorrow and hugged her son because she hadn't seen the son for a long time, and that was quite moving. So I have lots of miracles and spiritual responses when I do ceremonies. At that time, at the Li-Xing Road number 39, Lu-Ling Shen Ching, which is next to the turnabout, the food companies. That was quite moving at that Bardo deliverance. It was very responsive. Second question. If I would like to chant Two Buddha Sutra 10 times, for the second time, do I need to start from the very beginning? With reference, I make my purified body, speech, and mind an offering to Vairocana. Or may I start directly from, thus have I heard, at one time, White Padma Kumara was present at the Mahatwist Twin Lotus Pond, sitting upon the great white lotus Dharma throne. It's the same with the question, the first question. Yes and no. Now you know. You can chant or not. In Tantrayana, one crucial thing, one important thing is supplication has to be chanted. It is best to chant the supplication for the blessing. And once you chant the supplication, there is no need to repeat it each time. So every time when you chant, you should start with the supplication first. Malaysia, Lianhua Li Jin Sui. A Dharma propagator in the supplication for the blessing of living Buddha Lian Sheng added Namo Amitabha after Buddha Lokana as follows: Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Grandmaster, is this appropriate and comply to the Dharma law? In the supplication for the blessing of living Buddha Lian Sheng, added Namo Amitabha Buddha after Buddha Lokana. So Namo Vairocana Buddha, Namo Buddha Lokana, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Padma Kumara, Namo Living Buddha Lian Sheng. Grandmaster, does this comply to the Dharma law? Yes. Because Namo Amitabha Buddha and Namo Padma Kumara, Padma Kumara was emanated from Amitabha Buddha. So it's fine. You can add Namo Amitabha. That's fine. From Indonesia, Lian Dong Tuan. I just requested an empowerment for Siddhigarbha Karma Eradication Mantra. What is the proper pronunciation? How many times a day should I chant the mantra? What else should I do to eradicate my fixed karma quickly? Thank you, Kremas. And the mantra of Siddhigarbha Karma Eradication Mantra. Which one is more correct?
Hmm? 哪一个比较对？那个一个金属旁一个本，读作什么
How do you pronounce this?
我告诉你，这个日刚好是在本跟波的中间。发音
Between Ben and Bo.
Om Bo La Mo Lin Do Lin Swa. Om La Mo Lin Do Lin Swa. 两个都可以。
Either one is fine.
两个都可以。两个都可以。
Both are fine. Om Ben Lin Do Lin Swa.
一天要念多少遍
And he asks how many times should he chant the
没有
mantra?
规定一天要念多少遍，没有。
Is there a rule? No.
那你想要很快的让你
If you want to quickly eradicate your fixed karma,
你就一天呢
then
练四座，
you should
照我们的方法
practice 4 times a day according to our
念
method.
1080遍。
And for each practice, you chant 1080 times.
这是，然后一天念四座。
So, and 4 times a day.
太阳出生的时候，
So at sunrise,
太阳正中的时候，
at noon,
傍晚的时候，
at
日
sunset,
落以后，就是四座。
and after sunset.
那你要念，你要加速你的灭除。
So 4 times a day.
1080
And if you want to quickly eradication,
108遍
then you chant 1080 times.
普通的念法
But normally you chant 108 times.
这是回答印尼梁
So
东
that's the answer to Liang Dongchuan from Indonesia.
那么印尼
From Indonesia,
莲花加工
Lianhua Jiagong.
问的，请问师尊，为了省时
Dear
间，
Master,
弟子可以把几
to
声
save
的
time,
咒
may I
直接
chant
念在一
several
起吗
mantras together?
比如
For example,
Om Guru Guru Chri Soha Om Zambara Chanang Chanaya Soha Om Guru 连声悉地 Hom 三尊的心咒连在一起念
the mantras of 3 deities chanted together.
Guru Guru
One is
一个是
for
黄财神，
magnetization,
一个
one
是
is for Yellow
上师
Jambala,
心咒
and the Root Guru mantra.
根本上师的心咒，三尊的心咒连在一起念。 为了省
So
时
the
间，
mantras of 3 deities chanted together to save time. Can you?
现在问大家，
I want to ask all
可
of
不可以
you, is that allowed?
有的摇头，
Some people shake their
不可以
heads.。 No. I think he must be really busy. Good Master, to save time, you should not worry about saving time when you chant mantra. How many deities at your altar at home? And you need to chant each one of them. In Tantric Buddhism, we talk about the 3 roots. Then you have to chant them every day. The root guru, you have to visualize him sitting on top of our heads, no matter which Dharma practice you do. And after you visualize him sitting on top of our heads, you should chant the root guru mantra 108 times. Any Dharma practice, the root guru has to be seated on top of our heads and chant the root guru mantra 108 times. And the yidam mantra you have to chant too. And your root protector, root yidam, root guru, root yidam, and root protector. These 3 deities you have to chant every day. And for the others, it is up to you. You can do more or less, it's up to you. But the 3 roots you have to chant. You have magnetizing mantra and the wealth mantra. And the root guru mantra. Normally, if you want to save time, you just chant the root guru mantra, root yidam mantra, and root protector mantra. And the rest, it's fine if you want to do more or less other mantras. But it is best if you chant 108 times at least. Root guru mantra, root yidam, and root protector mantra. So that's how you chant mantras. There's one way to chant mantra. But if you want to get magnetization, then you chant the magnetizing mantra or the wealth deity mantra, then you continually chant that mantra. If you want the root guru to be on top of your head, then you recite the root guru mantra. So today we talk about things related to mantra. Talking about hand gesture. In Korea, this gesture means I love you. 사랑해. In Korean, I love you. This hand gesture. In France, this means, do you want a date?
Are you wanna date? Are you wanna date? 对不对 Are you wanna date? Are you wanna date? 就是要约会嘛。
You want to go on a date? Go on a
在中
date.
国是
In China,
给我一点钱花花，
this means give me some money to
给我一点钱。
spend.
Mommy, give me a money. 给我一点钱花。
Give me some money.
在台湾
In Taiwan,
是塑胶袋打不开，
is to open a plastic bag.
用这个方法打开塑胶
You
袋，
use this to open the plastic bag.
有时候还要沾一点口水。
And sometimes you have to
这个是
lick
沾
your
口水是
tongue.
不对的，
That's not
疫情的时
right.
候是不可以。
And
打疫
it
情
should not be done during an epidemic.
也是不太对的。真的，不管如何，在卫生来讲都不可以。
No matter what,
连
it's
擦
not
东西
hygienic.
前对不对？沾一下，然后这样
Taiwanese count
这样子
money like that.
沾一下，
They
这样子
lick
这样子数
their fingers and they
塑
count
胶袋打不开，
the bills.
所以各有含义。在我们这里是
So
什么意思？
different meaning at
我们
different
是讲
place.
啾咪，
And here we say
就是
chumi, chumi,
啾咪，不灵不灵，
bling bling,
啾咪，牙鼻，
chumi,
Bling, bling.
yappy, bling bling.
懂的意思吗？
Do you understand the meanings of this?
啾咪什么意思？
Chumi, what does it mean?
Kiss you，
Kiss you.
啾咪，牙鼻，牙鼻是什么意思？
And what does yappy mean?
就是韩团的啦，韩团的，就是可爱的姿势，
It's like
就是可爱的姿势
cutie
可爱的姿势，可爱的手语，可爱，卡哇伊。
to pretend
卡哇伊。
to be cute in Japanese kawaii and bling bling, money coming.
有一个护理系的学妹被分发到精神科实习，
There's
这里的学姐就
a younger nurse
如果有精
that's
神病患问
being stationed at the psychiatric
不管有
ward,
没有
and the senior
都
nurse
一
told
定要
her,
说有
if there's a mentally ill patient that asks you, do you have a boyfriend? You have to say you do, because if you say you don't, then he would ask if he can be your boyfriend.
所以当她被精神病
So
患
when she was
是
asked
否有男朋友的时候，
by
她
a
就告诉
mental
人家
patient,
有
so do you have a boyfriend?
好多
Immediately she said, yes, many of
就
them.
讲有好多个。只见那个躁郁症
And
的
then
男病
The
患
bipolar
一脸惊讶
disorder
地
patient
讲
was shocked and said,
啊，你有男朋友哦？
you have a
我
boyfriend?
还以为只有
I
比较
thought
漂亮的护士才
only
有男朋友。
The pretty nurses have boyfriends.
可见哈、你不晓得精神病患还可以分辨哪一个漂
So
亮，哪一个不漂亮。
a mad person can still differentiate
所以漂亮也是蛮重要的。
which who are beautiful and who are
甚
not.
至认为啊，
So that's why beauty is still important to Grandmaster, in Grandmaster's opinion.
我们今天在讲道果啊，
Today we will continue on Lamdre.
这个标题是事理得失道。
The title, number 3, Instructions on the Path of Abandoning Gain and Loss. There are 4 sections. Instruction on the cause or reason of abandoning gain and loss. Second, instruction on the path of abandoning personal gain. And third, instruction on the path of abandoning personal loss. And fourth, instruction on maintaining the warmth at will. Now I would explain the meanings of each. These are all just titles. Instruction on the cause or reason of abandoning gain or loss, instruction on the path of abandoning personal gain, instruction on the path of abandoning personal loss, and instruction on maintaining the warmth at will. Now, number 1. Instruction on the cause or reason of abandoning gain and loss. The verse, practice not losing as above. The verse, in quote, outer start of affinity, circulating wind, etc., 3-3. Due to the phenomena of the crude quality of the outside condition, there are jumps, movements, and other start of affinity of wind circulating, etc., in quote, is short for the start of affinity for sights of smokes, dreams of horses, and other spiritual experiences. And, in quote, 3-3 refers to the 3 divisions of the 3 maintenance of warmth for a total of 9. If you can understand its meaning, I truly admire you. I truly do. So, the one who loves to answer, Master Lian Wang, do you know? I'm waiting for your instruction, Grandmaster. You're so smart. I lost to you. Many doctors, we have at Trubida School, we have many scholars and PhDs. So we have a group called Trubida School Scholars Group. In Taiwan, there were over 20s that would participate every time. And they said the wording of Lamdre, they understand each of the word, but linked together, it's not understandable. The verse, which is the Vajragata of Lamdre, the verse, said, practice not losing. As above. Which above? The verse said, outer start of affinity, circulating wind, etc. 3-3. What the heck is 3-3? outer affinity, 3, 3, 3 times 3. Why doesn't it just say 9? So 9 kinds of sights. And what is outer affinity and circulating wind? And that's circulating qi. Sometimes it said wind, sometimes it said qi. Actually, qi is the same as wind. In Lamdre, remember, it talks about qi, channels, and light drops. So circulating wind means the qi circulation. So the qi circulation will give rise to 9 kinds of phenomena. And outer affinity means outer qi, and inner affinity means inner qi. So outer affinity is outer qi, and inner affinity is inner qi. So when we study Tantrayana, when we do the inner tantric practices, we look inside and we also look outside. When we meditate, we say that the mind and the qi are in union. So it's the same as the mind is in union with the wind. That is meditation. Your mind, which is your thought, when your thoughts are in union with your qi, that is meditation. Remember this. Mind and qi are in union. So the qi from outside circulating. When we perform 9-cycle Buddha breathing, the qi comes in from outside, from the right nostril, and it enters into your body, circulate and being exhaled. That's wind circulation. Outer start of affinity, qi, goes out. Due to the phenomena of the crude quality of outside condition, there are jumps, movements, and circulation. What are jumps? Like the jumps of qi of our body. Of course, you don't know the movements of qi. I have shown you before, like the movement of qi in the hands. That's the movement of the outer qi and the jumps of the legs. Will it happen? Yes. You cannot see the sole of my feet. That's the movement or the jumps or the jumping of the legs, of the feet. So jumps and movements are actually together, but they separate them. And other strata of affinity of wind circulating. Because you inhale the qi, the function of the qi inside will result in the phenomena of jumps and movements, including eyelids. I can make them jump, or the ears, I can make them move. And eyelids too. All of them. Sometimes the ears jump very greatly. And the hand too. It would open by itself. And the eyeballs too. Can you? Really? When qi moves to the ears naturally move. When qi goes to the eyes would move. And you would be able to see rays of light. Ambassador Liao, when your eyes saw the light, it's the same as your eyes are moving, right? So when the mind and qi are in union, you can see light. You can see it anytime? Anytime I close my eyes. When I chant Amitabha Buddha, he has this kind of power. So, etc. is short for start of affinity for sights of smokes. According to Lamdre, the first one that you see is smoke. Then you would be able to see the lights of the fireflies. And Grandmaster will see red lights sparkling. And also in the dreams, you dream of horses, like flying horses in the sky, and other spiritual experiences. So first you see things from the outside, inside, in the dream, and the meditation. For the outer affinity, you see things appearing outside, things appearing inside, and in the dreams. 3 kinds of sights or seeing. So 3 refers to the 3 divisions of the 3 maintenance of warmth for a total of 9. 3 times 3 is 9, right? Let me ask you, 1 plus 1 equal? How many? Many answers. I don't think it's 1 plus 1. It's simple, but it's in math, we say 1 plus 1 equal 2. But 1 plus 1 also equal 1, or 1 plus 1 equal 3. How do you explain them? So 1 plus 1 equal 1. So a drop of water plus a drop of water equal a drop of water. And 1 plus 1 equal 3. What happens then? A man plus one woman gives one child. So it's good to have family named Lu. After we get married, if they give birth to a baby boy, we call them Lu Tan, which means a braised egg. Lu sounds like braised egg, braised meat. So 3 equals 9. 3 maintenance of warmth. 3 times 3 equals 9. What is the 3 maintenance of warmth? 3 increases of qi channels and light drops. Warmth means increase. Many ways to explain. So 9 kinds of appearances. What time is it now? That's all for today. I can explain it to you, right? Otherwise, who would understand? It's a huge book, but people don't understand. So let's burn them. Nobody understands. Unless you have practiced the qi channels and light drops, and they happen on you, so then you can explain them. If you have never practiced the qi channels and light drops, reading this book is useless. It would be a waste, a wasteful book. And not many people can explain Lamdre. Dad is taking a nap and told Xiaoming, if we have a visitor, just call Dad, okay? What he meant is to wake Dad up. And Xiaoming nodded. And in a short while, the neighbor, Mr. Wang, came visiting. And Xiaoming opened the door and called sweetly, Dad. And Mr. Wang said, oh, now you know that I'm your dad. It's the same in Lamdre. There are lots of secrets inside. There are lots of secrets of spiritual cultivation inside. So, like the scholars of the scholars group said that they understand the words but not the meanings, but only after you practice then you would understand. 虽然我年纪渐长，但是 Although I am getting older,
那个读作墨嘛，美丽，魅力啊，魅力，魅
but
力，
my
魅力不减。
magnetism has
每
not
天给我打
decreased.
电话的女人络绎不绝，她们
I still have so many
各
women
家
calling
银
me
行客
every
服
day.
信贷的专员，
Some
汽
are
车贷款客服的
at the
专员，
service center from
房
the
屋贷
bank,
款客服的专员，
from the
公
loan
民
center of
信
the
用贷款
car,
客服专员，
loan
诈
center
骗
of
集
the
团放款专员，总是对我说：“帅哥，
and
你
the
要借
fraud
钱吗？”
company, and they all ask me, "Do you want to borrow money?"
这个叫魅力不减，当然是没有。
Is that called? Let me share one more
今
joke.
天去面试，
When
老板递给我一台
For
电
interview,
脑，老板
and the boss gave me a computer
来
and said,
试着把它卖给我。
"Okay, now let's try to sell this computer to me."
这个人呢，立刻把电脑拿走，离开
And
办公
this
室，
person
骑机车回
took the
家。
computer, left the
老
office,
板打电话来
and rode the motorcycle home. And the boss called him
你跑
later.
到哪里去了？
"Where'd you go?
快把我的电脑给我拿回来。
Quick, return my computer."
这个人回答：
And
好
this
啊，
person replied, "Sure.
3万卖给你。
For 30,000 NT dollars, I would sell it to you."
所以你们去面试的时候要这样子，要懂得
So
反应。
when you go for an interview,
我
you
们
need
学
to
佛也要
know
懂得反应。我们
for
看
the
道果，
reaction.
一样要懂得反应。
So
反应
in our Buddhist studies too,
我
or
们
when you study Lamdre, we need to know how to react or
非常感
respond.
谢法王圣尊连
That's
生
very
活佛宝贵
important.
的法语。